Alrighty, folks, this time we're going to take a look at the audio card. We're going to look at the player settings, the record settings, and the scheduled events. So let's take a look now. We just went down here to the bottom of the screen. You couldn't see that, I'm sorry, but you know how to click on your audio science card. This is what the audio science card is supposed to look like. This is what it does look like. Shows the 4 players that you have that you're using. It also shows the audio input at the moment coming into line number 1 and line number 2. You'll see the levels coming in, and they look reasonably good. It shows that all 4 players are playing out to line 1, which means they will come out up here to line 1 like they're supposed to. And it also shows that number 1 recorder is recording off of line 1. Number 2 recorder is recording off of line 2. However, we can change that, but that's the way things are set up. That's the way this is set. It should be looking like this all the time. If you ever have a problem, something goes wrong, you want to go in here and look at it, and it should look very similar to this. The audio card is an ASI 6620. It's an express card, so it has the little connector on the bottom of it. There you go. You can see those settings one more time. So that's how that works. Now, in addition to that, there are some other settings. This is the place you would go. Here's the level coming in on line 1. It's set at 8 dB. Remember that. It's set at 8 dB. That's the way it should be unless something changes. And this is on line number 2 coming in. And it too is set at 8 dB. You see it's set right there at 8 dB coming in. And you can also go to the output and change the output levels if you want to, and the output is going out at 0 dB. Line 1 out is 0, and line 2 out, see right down here, line 2 out is 0 as well. So that is a quick look at the audio card. Now let's get out of the audio card, and nope, we don't want to get out of that. This is an operating program right now. And next thing we're going to look at is going to go into tools, and we're going to go into the hardware. Okay, see there's the hardware. Now the audio card needs to be set number 1, ASI 6620. Number 1 is in the number 1 position. Number 2 is in the number 2 position. Number 3 is in the number 3 position. And 4 is in the 4 position. You have to make sure that there aren't 2 checked here, and make sure that it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way it always needs to be set up. Anything different than this is not a good thing. Now look over here on the right-hand side. This is how we play things back, and it's playing back through that little USB speaker, the Logitech speaker, and it says that's what it's set to. So you could be set to other things, but in this particular case, that's what we want it set at. That's how you make those changes. And so in order to make sure that to save those changes, you just hit OK, and it saves the changes. Now we're going to go back once again to tools and hardware. Now, I want to show you something about this business, tools and hardware. If you're in the middle of a program, a long program, and you need to get into that, these things are going to be grayed out, program options and hardware options. However, there's a way to get around that. Put your mouse up here. Sorry about this little thing. Put your mouse right up here where I have my mouse. Put the mouse there and hit Control : and that's going to take you to the program options. So that'll let you get in there even though it would be grayed out. And then you can put it back up here again and hit Control with the control the right next to that, on the right hand side next to that key, and that will bring up the hardware, and there you go. So there's another way of getting in there if it's grayed out. Well, we're going to take a look at the record settings. So in the recording settings, the ASI is using the number 1 recorder is recording from line number 2, ASI 2 in. Now, there's a reason for that, but I'm not going to tell you right now. Most important thing is that we're recording everything on line number 2 coming in. Line number 2 coming in represents the red lights on the switcher. So you can change this line 2. This stays the same. Line 2 coming in will always stay the same in the recorder. But when recorder number 1 is recording, it's recording everything coming in on line 2. So one more time, we're going to go back down here and take a very quick look at the recorder. And this is line number 2 right here. Right here is line number 2. So whatever's coming in here is going to go to the recorder number 1, because that's how we have it set up. Just so you understand that. It's a little different, but this is the way we're doing it. Now we're going to go back here one more time to Tools and Hardware. I want to show you one other thing. So we're at the recorder, and we're going to take a look at recorder number 2. Well, recorder number 2 is also recording on number 2 as well. It's recording in stereo. And number 1 is recording in mono. So that's how those recorders work. One other thing you probably should take a look at, we'll go back to hardware one more time, and we're going to go to hardware, and this shows that we're using a switcher called the ACS 8.2 switcher. That's exactly what we're using there. That needs to be there. Also needs to be over here. And then we have a thing down here that says generate incoming trigger log, and I'll show you what that means, because it will show you where the triggers are. Now we've done that. We're going to go down to the bottom of the screen, and there's going to be a little thing that you can't see, and I apologize for that, and that's not good, but let's go here. Let's go to the trigger log. Okay, here's the trigger log. Now we're going to go zipping down here on the trigger log, and so this is not a new trigger log. These are old trigger logs from the 4th. So to get to the new trigger log, we go down to your file folder, and in your file folder, I want you to go to BSI 32 in the C drive, BSI 32 in the C drive, and then you will look down here. See it says C drive, BSI 32. Look down here for the trigger log. There's a trigger log. Let's bring up the trigger log. And the date for the trigger log is today. Today is the 6th of September. Click on that. And voila, here we go. These are all the triggers that have fired on the trigger log. And right now it's 5:25. And we did the triggers. Trigger number 1 fired at 19 seconds past 5 o'clock, number 1. And trigger number 3 fired at 20 seconds past it, and trigger number 3 again fired at 2 minutes 32 seconds past. This shows that these triggers are actually working, and this is what they did. We're only using triggers 1 and 3. So triggers 1 and 3, those are the things that make things happen in the automation system. So it's important for you to understand that. So that's the now we're going to go to one more place here. So not to give you too much stuff to worry about today, but we're going to go to here. We're going to go to scheduled events. Now, here's what how the scheduled events look. First, let's talk about the logs. We're using the logs called Sat, Sun, Mon, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Just the abbreviation, short abbreviations, SAT, SUN, MON, and so forth. Those are the actual logs that we're running. So when you want to put in the Saturday log, you put it in Friday at 23:59:55. All of them go in at 23:59:55 the day before. On Saturday, you put the Saturday log in at 23:59:55 for Sunday. Monday, 23:59:55 for Tuesday, and so forth. That's how that works. Now let's look up here at the top. At the very top, Sunday, we're going to have the switcher, SW5R. 5 means 5 is the switcher for EWTN, but R means record. So we're going to tell it to record EWTN. So it's going to record EWTN, and the red light on the switcher will move there at the very, very top of the hour on Saturday and Sunday, because on Saturday and Sunday we record. I know that this one is wrong because one of these needs to be at 4 o'clock, and I'm going to have to come in here and change this, and I have to really double check and be sure, but there's a WO2, I believe, is at a different time, and I'll come back and change that. But this is world over, records for 57 minutes and 45 seconds on Saturday and Sunday. and we play those back again. Then we also set the switcher SW4R, and that is the Virgin's most powerful radio to record. And we say at 9:59 in the morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, put the switcher in that position so that it can record Virgin's most powerful and all those programs. And then later on in the day at 14:59, 2:59, it puts it back on 7, which is the relevant radio position to record, and it records MU1, and that is, MU is the Marriage Unhindered, and RAA is the Rosary, the Rosary. So it records those things. So that's how everything gets recorded, and they're all being recorded, as you can see on recorder number 1. So the way we do this is we click on here and we go to Event Builder, and in the record area you hit Start, recorder number 1, comma, space, file name, WO, for world over, comma, space. Then 5745 is how long it's going to run. Now you can also check this right now. You can check it by going over here and pushing the run button, and it won't affect anything right now because we haven't recorded this yet, but you can hit the run button, which we're going to do. Oh, and look down here. Recorder number 1 started up right away. So we know that that one is going to work really well. So that's a way to test it. Now, of course, you want to make sure you stop this recorder because we don't want this recorder to continue to record. So that's how you get these things up there. So this is your scheduled events. More about scheduled events later, and more about this is probably as long as this video needs to be because I don't want to overload you with a whole lot of stuff today, but that's it. So we'll get out of here and talk to you another day, and give me a like if you like it. Thank you so much for watching. And this one was like, oh, I don't know how long, 12 minutes, pretty long. I used to try to get them done in less than 10 minutes, so won't be as long the next time. Sorry about that.